we have the LeBron sound who was trying to make a statement, I guess, after their game where Austin Reeves gets the game-winning bucket, and it was a good ending, and there were some good games yesterday. But let's take a listen to LeBron James.
I love the NFL, but Christmas is our day.
I don't know what that proclamation was, or like, okay, so that means, okay, since LeBron said it, Christmas is the NBA's. I heard Isaac giving some numbers. Did they come in, Rob G? Right, the TV numbers.
Ratings, yeah, they're up.
Come on. I mean, like we can talk about whatever we want. It was great that we had some good NBA games for a change. Mm-hmm. And Rob G, jump in, because the numbers did jump up, right, for the NBA. It's like 85% better than a year ago. That's how bad it was.
84% year over year. Highest rated Christmas in 5 seasons. In fact, that Lakers-Warriors game you mentioned, the Austin Reeves saving the day.
Right.
Highest rated NBA regular season game of any kind in 5 seasons.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was perfect. Here's the other part, too. And give us the NFL numbers. What is it, Rob G? 24 million each
About
game?
24.3 million for the nightcap, peaking at 27 for the Beyonce halftime show. It tells you what to say about Beyonce.
Extra few billion because of B.
24.1 million for the morning Chiefs Steelers.
But here's the other thing too for the NFL, NBA, and I know they don't want to talk about it. Their game is on free TV compared to Netflix. Everybody doesn't have Netflix. Everybody's not streaming Netflix. There are a lot of people who couldn't watch NFL yesterday because they don't have it. And it's not in their budget to have it, even though they would love to watch the games. So yesterday, I think they were helped. People who are at home and you got families or whatever, it ain't hard to turn on ABC.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where they got the bigger numbers.
I think you heard it a little differently than I heard it. I heard it as saying, this is our day. Like, not we're going to blow you out in the ratings. This is just our day. We associate the NBA. Oftentimes, we even say in inner circles, they say, man, the NBA don't even start watching till Christmas. Like, that's kind of the beginning of the NBA season. Just like we all know, we associate Thanksgiving with the NFL. So I think what he was saying was more of almost a question, like, can y'all please let us have our day? Like, let us have this day that historically has been ours for the most part. Everybody knows NBA, bunch of games on Christmas. Y'all got a few games on Thanksgiving. Baseball has 4th of July on lock. So it's kind of one of those, I heard it as certain sports have their certain days where we all have concluded you all own this day is what we've come prepared for. So that's how I heard it. But the NFL is slowly becoming mobsters. Goodfellas, Godfather, Casino, where they move into a town and they're like, oh, no, we're just here to help. Anything you need, we'll do our business, do yours. You're like, all right, yeah. The NBA is starting to become monsters where they slowly start to take over days. College football goes to a 12-game playoff. NFL says we're going to have some games on that day, too.
Yeah, but they've always had games on the Saturday after. Like, this is not new. They've done this forever. And now that this college football has put these games on Saturdays after the college football season, and now the NFL's not going to move their games, and they got dwarfed as well. So I hear LeBron talking about this is our day, but it still comes down to if the product is good and people want to watch NBA basketball on Christmas, they'll watch it. If an NFL game is on, they're not. No matter what proclamation people make, it's the product that has stopped people from watching.
But I think that same product is also what the absolute hope yesterday. You hoped the NBA would be good. You hoped the stars would show up and be healthy and play and not load manage.
But is that a one-off? Is that
and now that's what you use it as a launching pad. And they're having these conversations. Kevin Durant has already talked about it. He said, I hope, specifically after yesterday, he said, I hope the momentum. He said words I actually think you would appreciate it. And I don't think you and I would worry about Kevin Durant. But he said, and take this seriously. And he said, I want to know what is going on. Why aren't people watching? Like, I'm invested in. I'm not just like, oh, they ain't watching, so I don't care. He's invested. They asked LeBron, what makes this so special still? And he said, me and Steph. And he's right in that we got to see the stars of current day, the super mega stars, LeBron, Steph, KD's. And then we got to see the Anthony Edwards and the Karl-Anthony Towns and Brunsons of the world. We got to see the Lucas of the world, only for a little bit before he was out. But we got to see the stars, Tyrese Maxey. So I think it was a perfect setup. Christmas Day, people associate NBA and Christmas Day. Check. Superstars all played? Check. Games were all close? Check. Came down to the last. Literally, some games like that Laker game, a game-winning bucket. Check.
But
Steph making big plays.
How does that carry over when they get back to hoisting up threes and blowouts?
Because you know why?
That's
a fair question.
I mean, the next day, all it takes is to be off, and you miss threes, and it's another 30-point
It's a fair
loss,
question, Rob.
And then people go back to, I hate this.
It's a fair question, and the best part about that, because nobody's going to have an answer in a day, but the best part about it is that you have the faces of the league, LeBron, KD, Steph, talking about it. So at least they're having these conversations. They're not acting like the ostrich with their head in the sand. Where they don't know what you mean. What's going on? Ratings? What? They're having these conversations. They're open to having the dialogue. LeBron has confronted it head on. He said, I think one of the things is all the threes. That's not the only thing, but it is one of the things. So I like when your elder statesmen aren't acting like they're not doing the JJ Redick, Rob. It's you, just the media. No, they're saying, no, we got some issues. We got some problems. Let's figure out ways to change it.
Well,
I like that.
I'm glad, but unless you are changing the game and making real changes, which have to come sooner than later, this is just a blip. It's a first time. It shouldn't be that bad. The best ratings in 5 years, 84% better than last year. Yeah. Where were the people last year? You know why?
Low-key, I was trying to remember.
You know what it was? Last year, the NFL game was on regular TV, if I remember correctly. Wasn't it on? What was it on? Yeah, the
Raven was that? What was it on?
Right.
But yes, we were watching. I mean, those are compelling games.
I remember watching it.
MVP caliber games.
Wasn't it? I thought it was. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember it being on Netflix, but I don't know what it was on. But I think more people had access to watching the football.
That could be.
And that was a big thing that helped. So there you go. All right.
877-99 on Fox. NBA had a good day, but was it enough? Is the NFL encroaching on their Christmas day? Who we got?
I think they've already done it. Mike in Augusta, you're on the Odd Couple
What's
Fox
up, Mike?
Sports Radio. What's up?
Oh, yeah. What's going on, fellas?
All good. Merry Christmas, buddy.
Merry Christmas to y'all. Two things I'm going to be real quick. Number one is I applaud the NBA for being on regular TV, and it makes it easy for consumers to consume the product when they don't have to jump through hoops to watch.
Yep.
And the NFL is going down that slippery slope with making the games hard to watch on these streaming services. Like tonight, there's a game coming on. I don't have Prime. I'm not going to watch it. I'll just check the highlights.
Right. But you're like a lot of people, Mike, and everybody thinks everybody has the streaming. If people are cutting cable, they're not running out and then spending all this money to get.
Or they just have to be
streaming.
selective.
Well,
to your point, I'm saying I can't afford all 6 of them.
But they're all different. The NFL, so you'd have to have either all of them to watch, or you can't watch the game, right?
Exactly. I have one more question though, because I'm a sales manager. I train salespeople. I train leaders, and I'm big on the power of positive thinking. And I don't know, it's one of the life mysteries is how did the great Rob Parker get to be so successful when he poo-poos everything? He's so negative.
You know what it is, Mike? Can I say this?
We want to know. Yeah, and look how I turned. Look how I turned to hear this.
Mike, nobody puts in more work than I do. I respect hard work. I respect hard work.
I'll say this too.
I do, but I just look at stuff differently. I'm
gonna elaborate on your answer. I'll tell you also what it is. We get to another call. He also isn't as poo-pooey in real life as he is too. You're a nicer guy than some may think.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Okay, I won't tell the secret. All right, I won't let her know. No.
All right. Let's go to Dion in Texas. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dion?
What's up?
What's up, fellas? Hey, K-Dub, welcome back. And
Appreciate you.
Hey, listen, man. People, we love the stars, man. I watched that bad boy in Kansas City yesterday. I watched Pat Mahomes. I sure did. And then I watched that bad man we call Lamar Jackson.
Yes, we're going to talk about him, too.
In waiting. That was awesome. awesome. But darn it, LeBron and Curry, hey, I watched that, man.
Yeah.
I was right on it. And, man, you never know. When Denzel, you go see a Denzel movie. This is what Rob said. You go see a movie with Denzel in it. Guess who's in the movie? Denzel, duh.
Yes.
But, man, you go to a Clippers game, you don't know if you're going to see Kawhi Leonard.
That's
I
real.
bet my right leg, he won't even play half the year. And then Jason Tatum took off on a Tuesday night to celebrate his 5-year-old son's birthday. Come on, dude. And last but not least, my buddy here in Dallas went to a Dallas Maverick game after the NBA Cup where they took a whole week off. Kyrie and Luka sat out. And, man, we're not rich like Rob, man. So that hurt it. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah.
no doubt, Dion. I mean, that's the part that hurts fans. There's no doubt about it.
And that's why it's important to see the stars last night, young and old, all show up, all play, and all the games are competitive. It's huge, man. You just those things subliminally get in the back of your head.
How about Dre in Massachusetts?
Dre Day.
Dre called in on Christmas. How are you? Merry Christmas, Dre.
Yes, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Thank you for taking the call. Roger Goodell? No. His name is Roger Stanfield. And he's coming in. He's coming to take those Christmas Day corners. Slowly but surely, he's encroaching, moving in. There's no doubt about it. And LeBron's messaging, it's clearly part of an overall agenda, I think. Listen, the NBA, they know that the contract, everything is based on the TV, the ratings, the investment, people being invested in kind of what they're doing. And the NFL is saying it's just no holds barred. We are looking at every single opportunity. Rob, I think you're 100% right. Put the games on Netflix rather than up against the NBA pound for pound on national television. And I think you can see the overall is that the NBA moved their games during the regular season. They took their games from Thursday and they put them on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Until the Thursday night football games are over, then they move them back.
Right.
So
That's just
overall,
business. That's just smart business to me. But appreciate you.
It's a clear strategy. Thanks for taking the call.
Yeah, appreciate you, Dre. Yeah, I'm not about. Yeah, if you know you're not going to compete with the NFL, they're behemoth at this point. Then I'm not about. I'm going to just put my thing in prime real estate. Too.
And the only reason that people need to understand that they do what they're doing is that they can squeeze more money. If they just make it a regular Sunday, it's regional. It's not the same. If you take a game as a standalone, it becomes a national
Everybody's
game
watching
for
it.
a premium amount of money, and it's pretty simple. I don't think they're reinventing the wheel. And that's what they're doing. They don't care about the players. They don't care if they play 3 games in 11 days or 10. They don't care.
They don't care.
How can we get the most money? How can we get the most money?
You got Lamar Jackson, one of your best players. Patrick Mahomes, one of your best players.
Playing 3 games
Playing
in 11
3 games
days.
in 11 days, and we're all about safety and all that good stuff. All right. Mark, you there? Mark Stein joins the Odd Couple now. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington on a TV theme song Thursday.
Happy
Happy holidays to you.
Gentlemen, happy holidays. I've known Rob Parker for a long time, so it just sounds like Thursday to me. I didn't hang up.
He said he true to this. He ain't new to this.
That's right, no doubt. Hey, let's talk about your league, the NBA. And my goodness gracious, we got some good games. But before we get to that, and LeBron went on the soapbox, and KD talked about it like he was going to change the world at hand because it was that important to him. But, Mark, the league's got issues, and people aren't watching because of the style of play. What do you see when you look at the NBA, and what can be done to get people just to feel better about the game? Because I've been covering the league since 1987. I say it all the time, and I don't like the brand of basketball I'm watching.
Well, let me put it to you like this, because I have a completely different perspective on this, and look, to me, the TV ratings, it's an antiquated metric. Whoever wants to focus on it, go ahead, knock yourselves out. But here's the reality. I mean, this is my 32nd season covering the league, and I would say by many measures, the league, and especially the stars in the league, the individuals, have a larger audience and generate more interest than they ever have in all my time. And there's no question the NBA has lots of issues with watchability, player availability, injuries. I think the concern about the 3-point volume, it's not about who's watching and who likes it. It's the court coverage demands of the modern game and how that contributes to the injury issues we're seeing around the league, that doesn't get enough focus. But the reality is, when you guys want to look at this, outside of the NFL, there isn't a league going that wouldn't trade media rights deals with the NBA.
But Mark, I hear you. I hear you.
Until that changes, why are we talking about TV ratings?
Because it does give you a glimpse into what. Yeah, it does. And Mark,
it doesn't give you a glimpse anymore because so many young people are not watching traditional television, and the reason I know it is because I've got a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old, and I watch what they do.
Okay, but they're not watching. So they're not those same 18 and 20-year-olds. They're not watching the NFL either. Is that what you're telling me? So they don't watch sports on television.
The NFL
no, I mean they're watching the games.
The NFL, if you want, look, and don't believe me if you don't want to. Listen to John Lewis of Sports Media Watch, who's a legit ratings expert and who makes this his job. The NFL and SEC football and games that Caitlin Clark play in, those get great ratings. Everything else in sports is down in the 18, 25 or more % range on traditional television because the younger generation, Rob, you and I are old. We grew up on traditional TV. But this and especially in the NBA, I think the younger audience wants it in shorter doses that work better on phones than 3-hour games.
Mark, let me add to that. The NBA generated more than 500 million video views across its all media platforms on Christmas Day, which is an all-time record. And the 5 games slated the most ever on NBA League Pass. So people are watching it in different ways. I do think that's something we often forget in this business because we just look at TV. We forget how it is being consumed. So clearly the ratings on TV are down. But kids, they are watching it in different ways. We have to kind of get used to that. But I'll go to the NBA. I'll stay in the NBA. And I want to talk about what we're seeing in the acknowledgement from Steph, from LeBron, from KD, of kind of like we're the last statesman. Could be our last time seeing it. What do you make of the last of the great megastars in Steph and KD and LeBron and kind of ushering the new ones in?
Well, I mean, the good news is I think Steph still has years with an S to go, so I don't think Steph is going anywhere. And LeBron, I mean, I think he plays at least one more season the way he's looked, so I don't feel like the Christmas Day games were the last time we're going to see these guys. But look, I think the point you make, that's really an area of concern for the league. It's monetizing that incredible social media interest. That's the piece they've really got to figure out. Until the TV ratings hurt them in their media rights negotiations, that's the point when you start to worry about TV ratings. But that's not what they're trying to figure out. That tremendous social media interest. How do we monetize that? Because that is proven elusive. They don't have that formula yet, and that is where the attention is going. But I think the other piece here is globally, outside of Premier League soccer, the NBA is the most globally popular league, and we never factor that kind of stuff in either. But yeah, I mean, there's certainly uncertainty about, who replaces the LeBrons and the Stephs and the KDs. Now Steph and KD are obviously in their late 30s as well. But, again, I'm also of the mind that, there's always the question, who's the face of the league? And I don't think that matters either. I just don't think true NBA fans are sitting around going, oh my God, who's the face of the league? It's not that's not the conversation that I encounter very often in my NBA travels. It's a media creation to me.
But here's the thing, and it's not here's where my pushback when it comes to the TV ratings. Why did LeBron go out of his way to talk about the NFL yesterday? Oh, I love the NFL, but this is our day. Kevin Durant went on a big speech about the league. Even the commissioner acknowledged finally that the ratings are down. It doesn't mean the league is going away or, it's terrible, but it's hard to acknowledge. Even baseball, and we talked about it, the ratings went up. The impressions with the young people on social media and the hits went up last year. So they made changes to the game, and guess what? People responded. Baseball games are 30 minutes shorter. That's all I'm talking about, Mark, is that is there a way of doing something that to change the game to some point to make it more interesting? Not that it's going away or it's the worst thing in the world, but I've watched games. Missing 75 threes is not appealing to me. It's hard to watch. At the game, I'm not trying to be an old man waving at the clouds. I don't know who likes that. Young, old, middle-aged. Who likes 75 missed threes?
But like I said, I'm not sitting here trying to argue that the NBA doesn't have issues and things that can be better in the game. But one of the hardest things also is agreeing on what that is. How, replays and what they're doing to the ends of games and how long they are. I mean, that's certainly a turn off that I think a lot of people can agree on. But I don't know that it's unanimous that everyone thinks too many threes are being shot. I mean, you could also make the argument with the threes the way they are. It keeps your team is never. I mean, yesterday I covered a game in Dallas where the Mavericks went down 28, lost Luka Doncic, and still had it down. They still able to come back and make it a one-possession game late. The three ball always keeps you in it. So that's like a counter to the watchability argument. So that's one of the main issues here. It's, we could get a group of 10 people together and 10 of us could probably give you a different thing we don't like about what the NBA is doing. But when it comes to three-pointers specifically, it's not just a simple, small little fix, taking away the corner three or moving the three-point line. That is a major, major material change to the game that has to be researched and tested, tested in the G League. That's not just some quick change you can make come to the season. I mean, you remember in the mid-'90s, they actually moved the three-point line in. That lasted like a season or two, and they had to go back the way it was. So, I mean, the change also has to be easy to implement, and that's not always the case. I think that's one of the NBA's big challenges. What is if we all agreed, let's just pretend we were all in agreement there's too many threes. Like, are you going to limit how many threes a team can take in a game? Are you going to move the three-point line? Like, again, those are not just a quick rule change.
The good thing is, Mark, the NBA players are listening and at least having a dialogue, because ultimately them playing on the court is what is going to determine a lot of this. We appreciate you, Mark Stein. Thank you so much, man. Happy holidays to you.